From the time we're young, we're taught that hard work is the key to a good life, security, comfort, and maybe even a little extra to enjoy. It's a lesson passed down through generations, a promise that if you put in the effort, you'll be rewarded. But for millions of Americans, that promise has been broken. People are working longer hours than ever before, often juggling 2 or even 3 jobs just to make ends meet. Despite all this effort, many still find themselves falling behind, unable to catch up. The cost of life's essentials, housing, healthcare, education, has skyrocketed, while wages have barely moved. Every paycheck seems to disappear faster, eaten up by bills and basic needs. One unexpected expense, a car repair, a medical emergency, can throw everything into chaos. For many, choices like paying rent or buying groceries, filling a prescription or putting gas in the car are daily struggles, not rare emergencies. The new working poor are everywhere: cashiers, caregivers, delivery drivers, even the people living next door. They're the backbone of our communities, yet their struggles often go unseen. Their hardship is often hidden behind polite smiles, friendly greetings, and small talk. Outwardly, everything seems fine, but inside, the stress and worry never really go away. Many feel isolated, blaming themselves for not doing enough, when in reality, it's a system that's failed them. The weight of shame and self-doubt can be overwhelming. Social media only deepens this sense of inadequacy, as it seems like everyone else is thriving, traveling, and living their best lives, while you're just trying to get by. But this isn't about personal failure. It's a widespread crisis affecting families in every community, from every background. You are not alone in this struggle. The old contract, work hard, live well, has been replaced by unstable gigs, low pay, and constant uncertainty. The rules have changed, but the expectations haven't. This story isn't just about hardship. It's about understanding the powerful forces and policies that brought us to this point and what we can do to change them. It's time we start talking about it, openly, honestly, and together, so we can begin to build a future where hard work truly does pay off. Picture a warehouse worker up before dawn, shuffling through the cold, silent streets while the city still sleeps. She walks miles on unforgiving concrete floors, her every move tracked by technology, her every break counted down to the second. The relentless pace leaves little room for error and even less for rest. Each day blurs into the next, a cycle of fatigue and repetition. She returns home exhausted, her body aching, her mind clouded with fatigue, only to face the knowledge that tomorrow will bring the same demands. There's barely time to eat, let alone recover, before the cycle begins again. Or consider the hospitality worker who must smile through endless shifts, cleaning up after others, and earning too little to ever afford a meal at the restaurant where she works. Her feet throb, her back aches, but the work never truly ends. Schedules change weekly, sometimes with just a day's notice, making life unpredictable and stressful. Planning for family, rest, or even a moment of peace becomes nearly impossible. Caregivers entrusted with our loved ones work for poverty wages, often without health insurance or job security. Their work is vital, yet undervalued. Their emotional energy is spent caring for others, with little left for themselves. The weight of responsibility is heavy, and the support is scarce. These aren't rare stories. They're the backbone of our economy. Millions of people live this reality every day, holding up the world with invisible labor. Retail clerks, delivery drivers, service workers, all caught in a relentless grind that leaves no time for rest, joy, or even a moment to breathe. Life becomes work, commute, sleep, repeat. The days blend together, and dreams of something better fade with each passing shift. The human need for connection and purpose is buried under the weight of survival. Loneliness and exhaustion become constant companions. Bodies ache, minds numb, all for a paycheck that never stretches far enough. The cost of living rises, but wages remain stagnant, deepening the struggle. This is the reality behind the service we take for granted. Every transaction, every smile, every act of care is powered by people fighting exhaustion just to get by. Living paycheck to paycheck breeds constant anxiety, a fear that any setback could unravel everything. Every decision is a calculation. Can I afford fresh fruit? What if the car breaks down? This stress is exhausting, leading to sadness and often depression. People withdraw, ashamed and isolated, feeling trapped in a cycle with no escape. Anger simmers at a system that rewards the few while so many struggle. Sometimes that anger turns inward, fueling self-blame. Sometimes it sparks a desire for change. Parents mourn what they can't give their kids: opportunities, time, simple joys. Dreams are deferred, passions set aside, all for survival. The emotional scars of scarcity last long after the bills are paid. It's not just money that's lost, it's peace, hope, and potential. This crisis isn't accidental, it's the result of decades of policy choices. Power has shifted from workers to corporations as unions declined and protections eroded. The social safety net, unemployment, food aid, housing support, has been slashed and stigmatized. Families facing hardship find little help, and the lack of universal health care can ruin them overnight. Tax laws favor the wealthy, shifting the burden onto working people. Wealth accumulates at the top, while public services are starved. Globalization lets companies chase cheap labor, depressing wages and hollowing out industries. The promise that global growth lifts all boats has proven false for most. Instead, a few profit while millions struggle to stay afloat. The system is designed to benefit the powerful, not the people who keep it running. It's easy to feel powerless, but isolation is the enemy of change. The myth of personal failure keeps us divided, but our struggles are shared. The first step is breaking the silence, talking with neighbors, co-workers, friends. Solidarity grows when we realize we're not alone. Collective action starts small, organizing for safer conditions, fairer schedules, or better pay. History shows that united workers can win real change. Beyond the workplace, we must vote and demand policies that support working families, living wages, strong safety nets, fair taxes. Community groups and mutual aid networks offer practical help and a sense of belonging. Seeking support is strength, not weakness. Together we can reclaim dignity and demand a fairer system. The path forward isn't solitary, it's a shared journey. Change begins when we stand together. Meet Maria, a single mom working 2 jobs, always exhausted, always worried. She wakes up before sunrise, making breakfast and packing lunches, her mind racing with concerns about rent and groceries. Despite the fatigue etched on her face, Maria never lets her children see her give up. Instead of giving up, she connected with co-workers, and together they asked for better pay and hours. They shared stories, supported each other, and found strength in unity, discovering that collective action could spark real change. David, a mechanic laid off in middle age, faced rejection and depression, until friends helped him start a mobile repair business. He learned new skills, rebuilt his confidence, and slowly began to see hope return as customers trusted him again. Aisha, a college grad buried in debt and low-wage jobs, turned her frustration into a blog that built a supportive online community. Her words resonated with others facing similar struggles, and together they shared advice, encouragement, and resources. These aren't stories of overnight success. They're about resilience. They're about people who refuse to let setbacks define them, who keep moving forward even when the odds seem impossible. People pushed to the edge find ways to fight back, innovate, and support each other. They form networks, share resources, and lift each other up, proving that no one has to face hardship alone. They build better lives not just for themselves, but for their families and communities. Their determination creates ripples of hope that reach far beyond their own homes. Their journeys are uncertain, but filled with courage and hope. Every day they choose to believe in a brighter future, even when the path ahead is unclear. Even in a broken system, people find ways to connect and strive for more. They refuse to be defined by their circumstances, and instead, they build new possibilities together. These stories remind us, hardship doesn't erase humanity. In fact, it often brings out the best in us, inspiring acts of kindness and solidarity. Every act of resilience is a step toward change. Each small victory, each moment of support adds up to something bigger. Hope survives even in the hardest times. It grows quietly, fueled by determination and the belief that things can get better. And that hope is contagious. It spreads from one person to another, lighting the way forward for us all. While we fight for systemic change, immediate needs can't wait. Turning a hobby or skill into a side gig, baking, freelancing, repairs, can bring in extra cash. Gig economy jobs, though imperfect, offer flexible ways to bridge financial gaps, reducing expenses, fixing things yourself, swapping clothes, growing food, frees up money for essentials. Community resources like tool libraries or car sharing help stretch every dollar. These steps won't solve everything, but they offer a measure of control. Every small action builds resilience and hope. It's not easy, but it's empowering to take charge, even in small ways. As we push for a world where one job is enough, these strategies help us survive the present. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory.